Hi people. So get me a confirmation in the chat box regarding the sounds, Lamai. Get me a confirmation in the chat box regarding the sounds. Loud and clear. Yes. Perfect. So in our last class, we completed the cash book. Now we are going to get into the next one, which is the petty cash. What is this petty cash book, people? Before this also, I have explained this one to you people. In a business, generally there are two people to handle the cash. So he's the main person. He's dealing with big amounts, millions, lakhs, billions, even sometimes. So for him, managing all the cash transactions is not easy, especially the small payments like 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 50 rupees, 200 rupees, 500 rupees. So what businesses have done to handle these small chuti payments? Sometimes one office member might need 50 rupees to buy a pen. Another person might need maybe 40 rupees to buy some stamps. Another person might need maybe 20 rupees to buy some envelopes. So Lama, you understand, this person is dealing with big amounts, millions. If someone goes and keep on disturbing him, Mahatya, give me a 40 rupees, give me a 50 rupees, give me 100 rupees, give me a 10 rupees, කියලා. He will get annoyed. මෙයාට මෙයාගේ වැඩේ හරියට කරන්න බැරි වෙන එක. Main cashier. So generally with the main cashier, the cash book will be there. So in order to make his life easy, businesses will recruit another person. Who is that person? So his responsibility is completely managing the small payments. Like I told you now, a 50 rupee payment, take a 100 rupee payment, take a 500 rupee payment, take a. So managing those small payments will be done by this other person. We will call him as petty cashier. So with the petty cashier only, Lamai, the petty cash book is there. Then first thing that you have to understand, in petty cash book, what are we writing? මොනවද අපි ලියන්නේ? The cash payments with small values. If not in other terms, I can say petty cash transactions. Whatever the petty cash transactions for the first time will be recorded in the petty cash book. So now you have an idea about what are we recording in the petty cash book. ඔක්කොම cash transaction ලියන්නේ. We are not writing all the cash transactions. The big amounts will be written in the cash book. Like I told you, this small, 100 rupee, 50 rupee, 20 rupee, small, chuti, lapai sipai payments will be recorded in the petty cash. Now let's see in businesses how this is actually happening here. Let's see that. What will happen in businesses, people? The directors and the main finance person will decide for a month for this chuti payments, like how much we need. We'll assume in our business to handle this small payments. Okay. We are recruiting an employee, Sonic. Sonic tamai employee. So now the finance person and the board of directors and the people who are into finance, they will decide, okay, how much are we going to give to Sonic to make these chuti payments? Now business is deciding, okay, to make the petty cash payments amount allocated by the finance accounts department. The amount allocated for the petty cash payments is known as what, Lamai? Can anyone tell me? What is that? The amount allocated to make the small payments, petty cash payments. We will call it as petty cash impressed. නැත්තම් float කියලත් කියනවා ළමයි. Float. So now you learn the second one. What is the first one that you study? In petty cash book, what are we writing? Whatever the transactions which is having the small values, that means the petty cash transactions. And for the petty cash book, the source document that you have in the previous chapter that we studied, it is the petty cash payment voucher. That's a source document. Because every prime entry book, to record the transaction, you should have a source document. Without a source document, you can't record. So source document connected with the petty cash book, petty cash payment voucher. And the next one that we studied, the amount allocated by the finance or the accounts department. The amount allocated for the petty cash payments, we will call it as petty cash impressed. If not petty cash float. Now I'm going to tell you a nice story. Yeah? Now I'm going to tell you a nice story. Now we'll assume this business started this petty cash thingy in the month of January. So for Sonic, they gave and they decided, okay, let's keep like 5,000 for the petty cash payments. And they gave it to Sonic. So what is that 5,000 lamai? I told you it is the impressed. We'll assume in the month of January, Sonic spent 3,000 from this. Then lamai, hitala balala kiyanna. Think carefully and tell me. End of the month with Sonic, how much money is there as the petty cash? Oh. End of the month, Sonic is having how much? 2,000 nilamai. From 5,000, spend 3,000 means balance is 2,000. Now they are going to start the month of February. So this closing 2,000 when they are starting the next month, it will be there with him, no? එයාගාව තියෙනවා ඒක තාම. 2,000. So that 2,000 became the opening balance for the month of February. Now, the question that I am asking from you, lamai, හොඳට හිතලා කියන්න. So February morning itself, කුකුලත් අතේ තියාගෙන පෙටි කැෂිය යනවා දැන්. කොහෙද යන්නේ? මේන් කැෂිය ගාවට. මේන් කැෂිය. I have only 2,000 main cashier. Now main cashier, what he will do? To make the amount 5,000, main cashier, එයාගේ pocket taking 3,000 there. Main cashier is giving a 3,000 to petty cashier. So petty cashier's money is increasing by 3,000. Again, it is coming up to the impressed level, which is 5,000. So what is this 3,000 lamai? What is the name that we are giving to that 3,000? We will call it as reimbursement. So what is this reimbursement lamai? Understand, godak lamai වැරදි එක තමයි ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙන්නේ. Reimbursement means the amount given by main cashier. The amount reimbursed means the amount given by main cashier to petty cashier to take the petty cash balance to 5,000. That means to impressed level. So this is the proper meaning of the reimbursement, but most of the students have studied a wrong meaning. Reimbursement means the amount you spent last month. 3,000 what you spent last month only, again you are getting this month. But that's not the correct idea. Wait, listen up. Listen my story. Now in the month of February, somehow Sonic, our petty cashier fellow, is spending 4,000. Now end of February, how much balance is there, lamai? Just 1,000 is there. So end of the month, he is having this 1,000. It will be the opening balance for the month of March. So March morning also, Baga is having 1,000 with him. Kugula tate tiyagen, again morning itself, Baga is going to the main cashier's office. He is telling main cashier. Rupial 1000 තියෙන්නේ. Only 1,000 rupees is their main cashier. Now main cashier, what he will do? He will give to make this 1,000 into 5,000. He will give a 4,000 from his pocket. මොකක්ද 4,000 එකට කියන්නේ ළමයි අපි reimbursement. Now we'll assume in the month of March. In the month of March, our petty cashier Sonic, he is spending 3,500. Now balance is how much lamai? 1,500. April month. අවුරුදු season එක. හරිද? So April month. This is the opening. for April. Since it is the month of April, now business is doing a small change. ඒගොල්ලෝ හිතනවා සිංහල අවුරුද්ද මාසෙනේ will increase the interest, will increase the float. They are deciding to increase this amount to 6,000. They are deciding to increase the float in the month of April for 6,000. එහෙනම් ළමයි හොඳට හිතලා බලලා කියන්න. Think carefully and tell me how much main cashier should give to the petty cashier. How much is the reimbursement amount? So petty cashier Malli already he has 1,500. Good. Already he has 1,500. Now 1,500 to become 5,000, only 3,500. But this time not 5,000. No, this month they have taken the interest up to the 6,000. එතකොට main cashier 4,500ක් දෙනවා. අන්න හරි. හොඳයි. සමහර ළමයි උත්තර දීලා තිබ්බා. Very good. So can you see ළමයි? This is a nice process, right? Finance department is deciding a certain amount for the petty cash payments, the float, interest amount, 5,000 කියලා. Then you have the opening, reimbursement, then you have the interest, spent, closing, again closing will become the opening, again reimbursement, then you will get the interest, again spent, again closing. Again closing will be the opening, reimbursing, then you will come to the interest level, from that you will spend, then again you will get the closing. So this is a nice system, right? මාර ලස්සන system එකක් නේ. So for this system, in accounting, we are giving a name ළමයි. For this system, in accounting, we are giving a name. Now, the entire story that I explained to you right now, it's a nice system. For this system, in accounting, we are giving a name. Can anyone tell me what is that name given for this system? What is the name given for this system? This is what we will call it as petty cash impressed. Superb. Certain students are giving me the answer. Petty cash impressed system. So in real life, what is the maximum value that the petty cashier can have? We'll take an example like this. A business like we'll assume small scale supermarket එකක් වගේ කියමු. They might keep sometimes 10,000 per month. You think a company like maybe Dialogue, little big, right? For them maybe 10,000 within couple of hours it will finish. So they will keep sometimes maybe 100,000, 200,000 for the petty cash payments. Then you think and see companies like maybe Apple, $1 trillion companies. Sometimes they might keep maybe 2,000, 3,000 US dollars. 2,000, 3,000 US dollars means almost like 6 to 9 lakhs for the petty cash payments. So we cannot say in real world context what is the maximum කියලා. It depends. Business to business, it depends. Okay? So this is the entire complete idea about the petty cash flow. So remember this format. Impressed, spent, closing. Again, it will become opening reimbursement. Impress, spend, closing, 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 closing will become opening reimbursement. එකම process එකම cycle එකේ යන්නේ ඉතින් ඔක. Okay. Remember that. If you remember this format, lamai, trust me, your calculations are going to be very, very, very simple. You are not required to struggle. Put the format, get the answer. Cool. So let's move to the note, lamai. So here you have a small space to write the functions of a petty cash. Same as the cash book. Cash book had two functions. What are the two functions? Working as a prime entry book, working as a ledger account, or functioning as a prime entry book, functioning as a ledger account. Petty cash book also same. Functioning as a prime entry book, functioning as a ledger account. So write it lamai. Function as a prime entry book, function as a ledger account. So here just write people. The amount given by main cashier to petty cashier to take the petty cash balance to the impressed level is known as petty cash impressed system. So this highlight this impressed and put an arrow and write down the amount allocated for the petty cash payments. Another name is float, petty cash float. D. D, D. D. Okay. Cool. So now we got a nice idea, people. Now it's all about the calculations. So you have a complete picture about the entire petty cash book, petty cash impress system, petty cash impress, reimbursement, everything. Okay. Okay. We'll do the question number 1. How much is the reimbursed amount by the main cashier at the petty cash impressed after the reimbursement? So let me go to my format, Lama. Let me go to my format. Month 1. Harida. Impressed. They have decided 2000. 2000. And spent. Total they have spent 1600. 1600. Then closing. 400. So this closing will become the opening. Opening for the month 2. 400. So to take this 400 again back to the impressed level, which is 2000. How much should be reimbursed? How much should be reimbursed? So he's having 400. To take it back to the impress level 2000. කොච්චර දෙන්න ඕනේද main cashier petty cashier ට? ලේසියිනේ ළමයි. කීයද? 1600 rupees. එච්චරයි කතාව. Right down. Okay. Now let's move to the next one, ළමයි. So I'll do it. Sarasi Co. maintains a petty cash book under the petty cash impress system, making petty cash payments. Particulars related to the petty cash transactions are as follows. As at 31st January, petty cash balance in hand 330. In the petty cash voucher, the total expenses for the month of January was 1670. So ළමයි, let me start with the month of January, will you? Impressed. Spent. And the balance. Closing balance. So this is for the month of Jan. Now what they are clearly stating, end of the month, 31st March, we have 330. හරිද ළමයි? Spent amount is given for the month of January 1670. Then dadongala reverse calculation එකක් කරලා. Do a reverse calculation and tell me what would have been your impressed amount. For you to have a balance of 330 after spending 1670, what would have been your impressed amount? Reverse calculation එකක් කරොත් එයාට ගන්න පුළුවන්. Super. 2000. දැන් යමුකෝ Feb එකට. So this closing balance will be the opening balance. Opening for the month of Feb. So to take it back to the same amount which is 2000, how much reimbursement should happen? Reimbursement should happen 1670. හරිද? එතකොට ආයේ Feb වලට ඕක it will come back to 2000. So මේක වෙන්නේ උදේ පාන්දර. This reimbursement 1670 උදේ පාන්දර month beginning morning itself bugger will do it. During the month of February, amount spent from the petty cash 1900. So here spent amount is 1900. Then balance එක කීයද ළමයි? Balance is 100. So this balance 100 will be the opening balance for the month of March. ගත්තා මෙහෙම 100. So again ළමයි, to take it back to 2000, how much should be reimbursed? 1900 should be reimbursed. හරිනේ. යමුකෝ ඊළඟට. During the month of March, amounts spent from the petty cash 1400. Company decided to increase the interest by another 500 for the month of April. We'll do the first part, will you? Make 1400 gear. So මෙතන balance එක 600. So the 600 will be the opening balance for the month of April නේ ළමයි. මෙහෙම යනවනේ ඕක. ඔන්න April වල change එකක් තියෙනවා. There is a change in the month of April. What are they? For the month of April, company decided to increase the interest by another 500. Company decided to increase the interest by another 500. එහෙනම් කියන්න ළමයි අලුත් interest එක කීයක් වෙන්න ඕනේද? How much should be the new interest? 2500. Then how much should be reimbursed to 600 to become 2500? 1900 should be reimbursed. මම මෙතන චූටියට ටිකක් වෙනස් කරන්නම්කෝ. අපි මේක increased amount එක අපි ගමු. We'll take it as maybe කපලා. මේක කපලා අපි 1000 කරමු. 1000. Okay. මේකත් කපලා මෙතන. එයාවත් මෙතන කපලා. Impress level will make the new impress level for the month of April 3000. Okay. Then no similar numbers. Then 600 to become 3000, main cashier should give how much to the petty cashier? 2400 then only. The last part. End of the April, petty cash balance 250 lu. කොච්චරක් spend කරලාද? How much you have spent? How much you have spent? 2000 750. ඔච්චරයි කතා. So let me mark one by one ළමයි. So you'll start writing the answer. First one, how much is the petty cash? Impressed me. So this is the answer for part A. How much should be reimbursed? This is the answer for part B. During the month, amount spent is 1,900. How much should be reimbursed for the March? This is the answer for part C. During the month, amount spent 1,500. Company decided to increase the interest by 1,000 by April. How much should be reimbursed on April? So this is the answer for part D. D. What is the spent amount? This is the answer for part E. ලියා ගන්න. Don't forget it. අරක දාන්න අමතක කරන්න එපා. Okay. So question 3. So here the requirement is very simple. I want you all to classify these items into the headings that I have given over here. So let's do it. Postal charges is coming under the postal expenses. No? Traveling charges will come under the travel expense. Refreshment. Khana bona දේවල්. Refreshment is stationery or postal or travel or entertainment or sundry. Sundry means people, like item which is not falling under this one. Generally, කන බොන දේවල් කියන්නේ full ආතල්නේ ළමයි. Full fun no when you eat, isn't it? එහෙම නැද්ද? කනවා කියන්නේ full fun no? Fun task no කනවා ආයේ නිකන්. කෑම කියන්නේ නිකන්ද නේ? Entertainment. Generally, refreshment items will fall under the entertainment. Stamps, postal. Now listen carefully. I am going to tell you the items which is categorized under the ledger. Listen carefully. In your syllabus, there are 3 items categorized under the ledger. ලියාගන්න ළමයි මේ 3 items. One is payment or small payment. Small payment made for a creditor. Okay, that is the first one. Second one, payments of expenses connected to purchase. Example ලියාගන්න. Carriage, inwards, loading, unloading charges. Next one, purchase of an asset with small value. So these are 3 items lamai generally in your syllabus which will come under the ledger column. Generally which will come under the ledger column. Okay. Number 5, that you have paid to Vimukti. So generally when they give this name lamai, he is a creditor. So a payment made to a creditor will come under the ledger column. Ledger. Try show, tuk, travel, no? Travel. Carriage inwards. Here I have given you example also. Will come under the ledger column. Pen, pencil lamai. Stationary. No? Cleaning expenses. Clean current expenses. Hmm? Is it stationary? No, no. Is it post? No, no. Is it travel? No. Is it entertainment? Like cleaning is full ආතල්. Full fun. එහෙම නෑනේ. So it is not falling under any of these things. Not stationary, not postal, not travel, not entertainment. Ledger. කොහොමත් නෑනේ යාට යන items ටික I gave you. No? Then what the hell is that? Under which column are we going to write? It is not stationary, it is not postal, it's not travel, it's not entertainment. Then you will put it under sundry, if not miscellaneous. Stationary, stationary ne. 5 cakes of soap. මේ කේක් කියලා මේක මේ කන කේක් කියලා හිතන්න එපා. Cakes of soap, සබන් කැට. Cleaning item will come under the sundry. A4 paper, stationary no. Entertainment. තව මොනවද? Soft drink also. කන බොන item නේ ළමයි. Entertain. Bus fare, travel. Envelope, post. Paid with a name. Ledger. Purchase of an asset which is having a small value. Ledger. Done. Okay, ළමයි. So with that, we are done with that question also. Now we are going to get into the preparation of the petty cash book. So these two questions I have included for you to get the learning of the preparation of the petty cash book. හරිද? So let's start, ළමයි. We'll start preparing the petty cash book. So this side you have the receipts. This side you have the payments. That's all. So this is a petty cash book. Petty cash book. So keep some space over here. I'll tell you. We need like maybe another 4-5 columns. We are going to draw. So keep some space. Keep some space over here. So this is the payment column. This is the receipt column. So receipt means debit or credit lamai. Receipt means debit or credit. I told you this is a T account also, no petty cash. Receipt means it is debit. Payment means it is credit. Credit. Okay. So let's do people. Let's do. Petty cash impressed was 2000, which was received on 1st March. So you write down the double entry also, Lamai, for this one. Petty cash is getting the money, no? So debit the petty cash. Who is giving the money? Main cashier is giving the money. So his money is decreasing. Credit cash. So sometimes in your exam, they can ask you a question like this, Lamai. They can ask you a question. Tell a transaction which is recorded in 2 prime entry books. Tell a transaction which is recorded in 2 prime entry books. What is that? Main cashier giving money to petty cashier. The reimbursement. So main cashier's money is decreasing, petty cashier's money is increasing. So we'll write it. 2000. 2000. Okay. Now you list down all the payments, Lamai, one by one. One by one, list down everything. 4, 5, 8, 10. 4, 3, 5, 3, 8, 3, 10, 3, 15, 18, 22. 15, 3, 18.3, 22.3, 25, 25, 26, 28, 25, 26, 28, then 30. XX, 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 X, 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 X. So this is voucher number 1, voucher number 2, voucher number 3, voucher number 4. So I am telling you another thing, Lamai. If you want, you can take the voucher number to other side also. If you want, you can take this voucher number to other side. So these columns are not important columns. It's not a problem, whatever the side that you write. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we'll write one by one. Postal, first one, 120. Postal, 120. Payment, no, payment should come to the credit column. Traveling, 160. Traveling, 160. Refreshment, 260. Stamp, 140. Travel, 60. To Vimukti, 200. Price show, 240. Carriage inwards, 200. Refreshment, 180. Pen and pencil, 150. Cleaning expenses, 200. Can you people please help me with the total payments, Lamai? Please help me with the total payments. 120, 160, 280, 280, 340, 340, 540, 540, 740, 940, 980, 1180, 1380, 1460, 1560, 1760, 1810, 1910. Am I correct? 1910 ළමයි. හරිද දන්නෙත් නැහැ. Yes. Perfect. So then දෙපැත්ත balance කරන්න. Now balance both the sides. මේවට ඉරි ඔයා ගහගන්න හරිද? I am not going to draw the lines for these things. Date, voucher number, description, you draw it. It's for you, your task. I am putting very simple format ඔලුවට වදින්න ඔයාගේ. Because my responsibility is teaching you in a manner where it will hit here properly. So lines you put it down. So if you take debit side is bigger, 2000. Here also 2000. Then balance කීයක් තියෙනවද ළමයි? 31st March XX. Balance BCD 90 rupees. No? Just 90 rupees. So take that BCD to the other side. Then it will become BBF ne lamai. If you take the BCD to the other side, it will become BBF. BBF 1st April XX 90. Okay. Now you tell me April morning itself. How much petty cash Malli should take from the main cashier? Then ugaw තියෙන්නේ 90. Petty cash Malli has only 9 rupees. Then main cashier will give how much? 1910. Morning itself, bugger will give that amount. The main cash. So again, now he is having 2000. He will keep on spending another 2000. That's all. Now we have one more task. What is the task, Lamai? Whatever the payments in cash, petty cash book, there is a extra part where we have to do. Whatever the payments, we have to put it to the analysis columns. So as per this question, what are the analysis columns they are asking you to use? Not given. So columns and the relevant ledger. So here write down, people. I'll give you 5. One you take it to post. තව එකක් දාගන්න travel වලට. තව එකක් දාගන්න pencil, cleaning expenses, travel listiano, then refreshment. Another one take it for maybe sundry. Another one take it for ledger. So use these 5 columns. So I'll write it down. Analysis. කඩනවා 5කට. So what are the 5 columns that we have? One is postal. Other one is travel. Other one is refresh. Other one is sundry. Other one is ledger. Then we'll go bedaගෙන. Postal 120 will come under the postal column. Travel 160 will come under the travel column. Refreshment 260 will come under the refreshment column. Stamp 140 will come under the postal column. Travel 60 will come under the travel column. Vimukti, paid to Vimukti. Kiyana lamai. Paid to a creditor will come under the which column? Ledger column. Ledger column. Try show travel ni. 240. Carriage inwards. Carriage inwards. Carriage inwards will come under the ledger column. Refreshment will come under the refreshment column. So pen and pencil, we don't have station, so we'll put it to sundry. Cleaning also, we'll put it to sundry. So please help me with these totals, lamai. Please help me with these totals. Now, total nang important. Not important. Not important. Ledger column total. 260. 300, 460. 360, 380, 440. 350. Not that much important. Also, this 400 value. So whether my numbers are correct, check and confirm it to me. So you put the lines, people. Again, I am telling. Matoe lines wadanne. I want you to get the nice idea about the picture, about the structure. I don't want to complicate the things. Very simple and neat. You draw the lines. So we'll see whether my values are correct. 460, 440, 350. Yes. My numbers are correct. Correct. Now, what you have to understand, Lamai, each of these entry should have a double entry. Each of these entry should have a double entry. In accounting, it's all about double entries. Single entry system ke liye nahe. So, kohomada me double entries tika daanne? That's what we are going to learn. So, we'll go for a quick break now. How to record this one in the double entry now? In no place we recorded the double entries. Everything single entry. Now, if you look at this 2000, this 2000 just debit entry is recorded. This 120 just credit entry is recorded. This 160 also just credit entry is recorded. So all the places we have recorded just one entry lamai, single entry ke laga kabhi kena gatte nahe. We studied something called double entry. So for each value, how to put the double entry, we'll learn after the break. Okay. We'll take like maybe a 10 minutes break. We'll take a 10 minutes break and we'll see how to record the double entries. Sharp 10 minutes. Huh? Okay. So we'll start the double entries one by one. We'll start with this 2000 lamai. Already debit record is recorded. Then what is the missing record? Credit ne lamai. Can anyone tell me for which account are we going to credit it? We will be crediting it to which account? To the cash account, to the cash book. Because main cashier is giving that money, no? Main cashier's cash is decreasing. Petty cashier's cash is increasing. 2000. Petty cash. So finish that T account first, cash account. And do this cash entry also, Lamai. Already debit entry is recorded. So we have to record the credit entry. 191014XX. Petty cash. Okay. Now let's go to the other column. So if you take this column, Lamai, all the credit entries are recorded. We have to record the debit entry. The debit entry කොහොමද දාන්නේ? Lamai, remember, for this each and every value, we will not put a debit entry. දඩෝංගාල total එක අරගෙන debit entry ඉවර කරනවා. So let's take the first one. Postal expense. Postal expense. 31st March. Petty cash. 260. So once you write that 260 means, Lamai, once you write that 260 means, this entry's debit record is done, this entry's debit record is done. Clear the scene, nigga. Every entry should have a double entry. Now let's move to the next one. We have the travel expense. Travel expense. 31st March. Petty cash. So already credit entries, debit entries are, credit entries are recorded. Now we have to record the debit entry. 460. So once you record the debit entry, what's happening, Lamai? This entry debit record is done. This one's debit record is done. This one's debit record is done. ඕක තමයි කතාව. Now let's move to the next one, Lamai. Refreshment. Refreshment. Refreshment expense. Already credit entry recorded. We have to record the debit entry. 31st March. Petty cash. 440. 440. So once you record that debit entry means this one's debit record is done and this one's debit record is done. Now let's move to the last one, which is sundry. Sundry expense. $350. So credit entry already recorded. මෙතන මේ දාලා තියෙන credit column එකේනේ. Here you have written under the credit column, no? That means credit entry is already done. Now only we recorded the debit entry, 350. So we didn't record that individual values, we wrote the total value. That means මේ දෙන්නත් ඉවරයි. So ළමයි, now we are left out with only two. මෙයාව තාම දාලා නැහැ. මෙයාව තාම දාලා නැහැ. Do remember ledger columns total, we will have to write it to the relevant individual accounts separate. These ones we recorded the debit the total to the relevant account. Here not the total. Here debit individual item to the relevant individual account. Total ගන්න නැහැ. Ledger column total ගන්න නැහැ. Ledger column total ගන්නේ නැහැ. Except for the ledger column, remaining everything you will be taking the total, not the ledger column. Ledger column එකේ total ගන්න නැහැ. Debit කරන්න ඕනේ relevant individual account. Debit it to the relevant individual account. So we'll draw two accounts. One is for Vimukti, other one is carriage invoice. Vimukti. Petty cash. Petty cash. 200. 200. Individual amounts to the individual accounts. 200. 200. Done. Nah? So except for the ledger column, other columns you have to debit the total. Ledger column you have to debit the individual amount. For those also, dates. Last day, last day, last day, last day, last day, last day. Last day of the month. Everything. DD, 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 D, D, D. Perfect. Then, foolproof කරගමු. හරිද? දඩෝං ගාලා ඔළුවට දාගමු පිළිවෙලකට. ටික ගානට දාගමු. Another one more question. Now you can do it with me. අපි දෙන්නම එකටම කරමු. We'll do it together. හරිද? So here also we'll take these analysis columns ළමයි. Here one will have it for stationery. 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be sundry, no? This should be ledger. ඔය දෙකෝමත් තියෙනවානේ. And what else we can take? We can take one for travel. Another one I'll take maybe for entertain. Entertain. හරිද? They're asking it to limit it to the 4 analysis columns. Very difficult නේ ළමයි. We'll make it 5, yeah. 5. Make it 5. Make it 5. And we'll add another one more. Here, 28 February 20XX. Carriage inwards. We'll add a 150 rupees. Carriage inwards 150. Just add that part also. Okay. Put the format ළමයි. මෙහෙම ගාගත්තා. මෙහෙම එකක් ගාගත්තා. මෙතන receipt කියලා දාගත්තා. මෙතන date එක දාගත්තා. Voucher number description whatever the way that you want. Voucher number description. මෙහෙම තව එකක් ගහගත්තා. මෙහෙම තවත් එකක් ගහගත්තා. මෙතනට payment කියලා දැම්මා. So this is the debit column. This is the credit column. So keep the remaining space for the analysis columns. Petty cash book. Petty cash. හරිද? දඩබඩුන් ගාලා වටන් ගමුකෝ. Petty cash impressed is 3,000. Last month you spent 2,400. So we are doing it for February. Yeah? This is January. No? Then 3,000. Spent 2,400. Last month balance is there 600. So last month closing balance, this month's opening balance නේ ළමයි. So ඉස්සෙල්ලාම ලියන්න 1st February XX ඕනේද? ඕනේ නේ. We had a BBF opening balance of 600. In the previous question, we didn't have opening balance because That month only we started the petty cash method. Now this one we have already started long time back. Last month, January, they had 3,000. From that, they spent 2,400. So January end, they have a balance of 600. So January end balance means February opening. Now උදේ පාන්දරම කුකුලත් අතේ තියාගෙන මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? Morning itself, petty cashier will go to the main cashier's room. කාමරයට ගිහිල්ලා main cashier කියනවා. Main cashier මේ බලන්න I have only 600 rupees. So morning itself, main cashier, how much he will give to petty cashier lamai කියන්න. Morning itself, how much main cashier will give to the petty cashier to take it back to 3,000. He will give a 2,400. He will give a 2,400. Now list all the payments one by one. 3, 5, 8, 12, 15. 3, 5, 8, 12, 15, 18, 23, 24, 25. 18, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not given the voucher numbers, no. They have not given the voucher numbers. So we'll write one by one. Stationery 60. Payments are stationery 60. Traveling 125. Pens 40. Ratio 300. Soap 60. Half sheet 250. Cleaning 150. Entertainment 350. Soft drinks 220. Bus fare 170. Viran 500. Viran 500. Carriage inwards 150. Please help me with the total amount. Total payments. How much is that? 2375. One student is telling 2375. Can someone confirm it? 60 plus 125 plus 40 plus 300 plus 60 plus 250 plus 150 plus 350 plus 220 plus 170 plus 500 plus 150. Exactly. Spot on. 2375. Sattapadi. Super. ගහමු මෙහෙම ඩබල් ලයින් එක ඉඩ තියලා ළමයි. එකම පිළිවෙලකට එකම ලයින් එකේ. So which side is bigger? Debit side is bigger or credit side is debit side bigger නේ ළමයි. Debit side you have 3000. Credit side only 2375. Then how much is the balance in the debit side? 625. Okay, month end petty cash balance එක. So we'll assume only 28 days are there for the year. එහෙම හිතමුකෝ අපි. So here it is B, C, D. So this B, C, D will become BBF for next month. 625. 1 3 XX. BBF. Then again tell me lamai. Next month, that means March 1st. How much main cashier will give to petty cashier to take it back to 3000? How much main cashier will give to petty cashier to take it back to 3000? 2375. Cash. So this is the cash given on 1st February. Reimbursement. This is the reimbursement done on 1st March. Done. Shall we jump to analysis kolla? Analysis. Stationery, travel, entertainment, sundry, ledger. Stationery, travel, entertainment, sundry, ledger. So කට්ටිය payments ටික දාගෙන යන්න බල. Payments ටික. Stationery no. Travel. Pen, stationery. Try show, travel. Soap, කන් නැහැනේ so sundry. Half sheet stationery. Cleaning ආතල් නැහැනේ. Entertainment නෙමෙයි. Sundry. Entertainment entertain. කන බොන දේවල් ආතල් entertain. Bus fare travel. Viran. Paid to Viran. Paid is there with a name. That means Viran should be a creditor. 500. Ledger. Carriage inwards also ledger. 150. Now get me the total lamai. මෙයාගේ total වැඩකුත් නැහැ. Ledger total not that much important also. Because ledger column I asked you to write the individual values. No? 350. 195, 295, 595, 57, 210. Let me check it whether it is correct or not. 350, 595, 570, 210 plus 650, 2375. Done the lamai. Done and D එක දාන්න අපි T accounts ටික ගහලා ඉවර කරමු. If it is done, let me know. We'll put the T accounts and we'll finish it off. Okay. Now let's prepare the T accounts one by one. අපි මෙයාගේ මේ දෙක ඉවර කළෙමුකෝ. Debit side දෙකේ credit entries දාලා ඉමුකෝ. It will go to the cash account. Cash account. 12XX, 13XX. Petty. Uda petty 2400. Here 2375. Then may analysis column set credit entries we have recorded. These credit entries we have recorded. So we have to put the debit entries, but we will put the debit entries total. Debit records total. Here the debit record individual. It's a difference. So we'll open up 4 accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 31st. No, 31 days, no, just 28 days. 28 to 28 to 28 to 28 to petty, 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 petty. 350, 595, 570, 210. Stationary travel entertainment Sunday. Stationary expense, travel expense, entertainment expense, sundry expense. දැන් මේ තනියම ඉන්න කොල්ල දෙන්නට තනි accounts දෙකක් separately. We run one account, carriage inwards another account. We run carriage inward 28 to 28 to petty, petty. What are the values? We run 500, carriage inwards 150. That's it. Then lamai, we are done with the petty cash book also. Supirida, clear, perfectly. Doubts, questions, all clear. Perfect. Perfect. දාන්න message එක. Cool. Then that's it. Bye bye.